One of the things that we miss when we relocate to the village is these delicacies such as pizza, which are quite often found in big restaurants or specific restaurants in cities and big towns. We do not have them even in our big town here in Migori. So when we crave for pizza, we have to do it ourselves. Disclaimer, I'm not a cook. I'm not a professional cook. I just cook. So I just follow recipes and come out with excellent results most of the times, sometimes disaster. But I've tried this before and it came out so nicely. So because I want to eat pizza once again, I'm trying the recipe again. I already have my instant dry yeast, which I'm mixing with lukewarm water and sugar. Sugar activates the yeast, and then I leave it covered for some time as I make my toppings. Today my toppings are going to be minced meat and pineapples. We're going for the Hawaiian, is it Hawaiian pizza taste with the pineapple toppings. But now we prepare the minced meat by just frying it. I had already pre-boiled it, so I'm just now frying it with cooking oil and spring onions, and then I'll add my tomato paste just to ensure it's not so dry, to make it a bit more moist. And my toppings, or rather the minced meat toppings, will now be ready. I'll add just a little bit of water to make it more moist, but not too watery, so just a little bit of water. And that is it. Salt, tomato paste, spring onions, and oil. Our instant yeast is now better, much more activated, as you can see the foaming. So I'm now going to go in with a little bit of oil. And then I'll now be making a soft dough for the crust, for the pizza crust. So of course we're going to use all-purpose flour to mix in here and make our all-purpose flour dough. So in here we only have the instant yeast, lukewarm water, our flour, and sugar. You go in with enough flour. I didn't measure honestly. You go in with enough to give you a soft dough. And when you use instant yeast, sometimes the dough is extra soft, so that's okay. If you find your dough looking like it's not really done, you don't have to make like the dough for chapati. This one is a bit softer. So I'll now go in with my hands and knead until I achieve my desired consistency. Of course, this I'm doing unprofessionally, as I said. So tell me if this is how you do it. Have you ever tried it? If this is how you do it at your home, and we'll learn in the comment section. As you comment, please also remember to subscribe, keep the notification bell on, and watch till the end. It's really helpful and I'll appreciate. Thank you so much for all those that have already subscribed and all those that come back to watch time and again. I do not take it for granted. So once the dough is ready, you set it aside. It should rise for some time, so you leave it covered for about 30 minutes. I did this for 30 minutes. You can leave it for a longer period if you desire. I didn't have enough time. I didn't prepare this early enough, so I only left it aside for about 30 minutes. For it to rise at least a little bit, for the yeast to act on it, and for it to rise enough for me to now make the crust. So as it's rising, I was also oiling my pan. Oiling ensures that it does not stick to the dough does not stick to the pan while it's cooking. And now that 30 minutes has lapsed, I now prepare my crust in this kienyeji way, spreading it to fit into my pan. You can also just use a rolling pin and roll it out before transferring it to your pan, but this also works, so I find it faster. Is it only me, or do your children also press so much when you're preparing something? If it seems to be taking too long, you're going to have instant reminders, constant reminders that they want that whatever it is you're cooking, and so you have to really work fast sometimes, unless you started a bit earlier. So I just spread it on my pan like that until it was kind of fitting into the pan, and then I was making these perforations using my fork just for the beauty and to also ensure that the crust cooks better. Before now I go on with my sauce. I didn't really prepare a pizza sauce. I know I should have, but I didn't prepare one. I just used a mixture of tomato paste and tomato sauce and spread it on top of the crust. I also had purchased mozzarella cheese the other day when I went to Migori town. You might have seen that video already. So I'm now preparing it by grating it because it was ungrated, and then that's the amount we have, which I'll then spread over the first layer. I'll spread the first layer on top of the crust, and then go in with my other toppings, which were the minced meat and the pineapple, the cubed pineapples. So now in preparing the pineapples, I just peeled and cut into small pieces, and I avoided the middle stalk of the pineapple fruit because it's kind of hard and might not really cook as fast as the others. So I just sprinkled my minced meat on top, and then went in with the pineapples. It's good to make them even because then every bite has a little of something. Is this how you do your Hawaiian pizza? Let me know in the comments down below. Was it a hit or a miss? How will you rate it? Now, of course, we all want to go to Pizza Inn or to that restaurant level, but you can still do it at home. With the cheese, I find that it still has a good, authentic taste. Try it at home if you've never and tell me what you think. This is my second time and I'm more confident now than I was during the first time, and it did turn out quite well. So I'm also spreading the pineapple chunks or cubes evenly. I find that you can go in with any topping that you like,
The pineapple is the main.
because now it's your own taste buds to decide. You're not limited. You're making it at home, you're doing it yourself. You can do what you want to do with the toppings. But then again, I feel like cheese should be one of the ingredients, and it's quite expensive. This little one right here was going for 500 shillings. That was like 4.95. That's like 500 shillings or 4.5 US dollars. Not so cheap. Once it's done, it goes into the oven that was already preheated, and then we bake for some time until it's ready. You can check to see if it's ready, and mine was ready at this point, and it turned out amazing. I put that little lid over there because I find that the upper heat is almost always more than I would like it to be. But it was now ready. The cheese is well melted. Time to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Love you.